Hello and welcome back to the Second Chance Live channel here on YouTube. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to watch this video presentation. Thank you. In today's video presentation, I'm going to share an article with you that I wrote in response to a question and comment that I received from a friend as a result of an article that he read from Second Chance to Live. To read the article, I'll put my glass back on and bring up the article. Here's the article. Living with a brain injury and overcoming social anxiety. Today I received a comment question. Do you have or have you had social anxiety as a result of your brain injury? Thanks for your help. As I thought about what my friend asked, I thought about an article that I had written in July of 2010. As I thought about the questions related to the article, and the article title was Living with a Brain Injury and Feeling Like a Broken Toy, I had a spiritual awakening. The reason why I felt like a broken toy, among other toys, when I wrote the article was because of what I had been experiencing at the time, social anxiety. Social anxiety that left me feeling alone and isolated. As I made the connection between feeling like a broken toy and social anxiety, I decided to revise that article, Living with a Brain Injury and Feeling Like a Broken Toy, and name the article Living with a Brain Injury and Overcoming Social Anxiety. As I thought about the question my friend sent to me, thank you, my friend, I began to realize that I'm not the only one who experiences social anxiety. Social anxiety that leaves me feeling alone and isolated. Social anxiety that leaves me feeling like I'm the only one who struggles with feeling as though there's something terribly wrong with me. As I thought about the question, do you have or have you had social anxiety as a direct result of your brain injury? Thanks for your help. With regards to feeling as though there was something terribly wrong with me, I had another spiritual awakening. I would like to share my spiritual awakening with you in my below revised article. When I say a spiritual awakening, I mean that what I have known and understood now makes sense or becomes real to me. Like the saying, connecting the dots. Here's the revised article. Hello and welcome back to Second Chance to Live. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to visit with me. Several weeks ago, I wrote a series in which I shared with you that I made the decision to take greater risks. In that series, I shared with you how I took the risk to use the spiritual principle of asking for help. I took the risk to ask for help to improve upon my skills when interacting socially. The risk that I took was that I began to attend what are called meetup groups. Meetup groups started, from what I understand, in response to what occurred in New York and Pennsylvania after the attacks on September 11, 2001. Meetup groups started as a way to help connect people with other people. Meetup groups formed to connect people with common interests. During the past several weeks, I've had the opportunity to attend meetup group events. On one of these occasions, I have been able to add to my skill set through continuing to take the risk to ask for help. Consequently, in the process of taking these risks, I have grown in my awareness. In the process, I have gained a whole new perspective about myself as I interacted with other individuals in various social settings. In the process, my perspective of myself changed as I began to understand what I experienced as I interacted with other people. A friend helped me to give it a name. As my perspective changed, I began to grow in awareness. I began to realize that I'm not the only one who has had similar experiences. I'm not the only one who feels out of place as I interact socially. I'm not the only one who feels like a broken toy in the toy box. I'm not the only one who struggles with social anxiety, whether I am living with or without the impact of a brain injury. I'm not the only one who feels like I do not fit in as I attempt to interact socially. Awareness. In the summer of 2010, I had the great fortune to be able to attend pool and lake parties almost every weekend during the summer. It was like a summer that I had never experienced and may never experience again. Unique in that I was able to interact with a large group of individuals who got together to grill out, hang out, and spend time with one another at a friend's house on the lake. As the summer turned to fall, I began to realize that I was not the only one who struggled to interact socially. I began to realize that everyone struggles with social anxiety. I began to realize that each individual copes with social anxiety, in different ways. Some healthy ways and some not so healthy ways to overcome their social anxiety. With my awareness, I realized that I was not the only one who felt alone. In my awareness, I began to experience hope in the midst of feeling broken. I began to experience hope because I realized that I could now do something about my social anxiety. I could take the risk to reach out to ask for help. I could practice skills to reduce my social anxiety through interacting with individuals and groups of individuals. I could learn from my interactions I could learn from my interactions by discovering what worked and what did not work for me. In the process, I could begin to celebrate the successes that I made in my interactions with individuals and groups of individuals. I began to realize that I could learn new skills that would help me to overcome my social anxiety, a little at a time without placing a judgment on my efforts as I learned. I began to realize that I could feel my social anxiety but not judge myself for having social anxiety. I began to realize that I could feel alone but not abandoned in the process. I began to realize that I could feel my social anxiety but still feel connected to myself. By feeling connected to myself, I could make the decision to learn instead of being intimidated by my social anxiety. Spiritual awakening. My spiritual awakening helped me to realize that I live among other individuals who feel broken, other individuals who are doing the best that they know how to do to overcome their social anxiety. With my awareness, I am discovering that I can relax in social settings. I can remember that I no longer have to feel judged or less than for having social anxiety. I don't have to strive to fit in. I can observe, realizing that I am not the only one with social anxiety. With my awareness, I am able to work on my social skills without placing a judgment on my efforts. With my awareness, I am able to remember that I'm not the only one who feels broken, and that feeling broken does not make me strange or different. With my awareness, I am able to relax and be myself among other unique toys. Relax and learn to be myself as I learn new skills and skill sets that will help me to overcome my anxiety in social settings. This is the end of the video presentation of this article. I want to thank you for your time. Before I go, let me encourage you with this. Please do not give up on yourself, a loving God, or your process, because more will be revealed to you and to me in time. The pieces of the puzzle will come together in the correct order and at the right time. I'll say so long for now. Have a great day, and God bless both you and your family. So long now.